everybody, my name's Gabby and today I'm going to be doing a full gear video for my 2023 Appalachian Trail Thru-Hike. I leave for my 2023 Thru-Hike in March of this year, so it's coming up really quickly, not too long until I leave, so it's time for my full gear. I've been working on, accumulating gear now for the past 2 years. I decided I want to hike the AT in 2021, so once I decide that, literally within like a few weeks, I was doing research and buying things that I knew I wanted to try. There were some things that I bought originally that I don't have now. I did make changes over the years. I originally actually had a different pack. I had the Osprey Aura, which is a great pack, but I did switch it. So it's been years at this point of researching gear and deciding what I want to bring, trying gear out, seeing what worked for me. Lots of asking other hikers what they have and why they like the gear. It's just been so much research. So at this point now, I think I have it pretty dialed in. I'm sure some things will change on trail, and then obviously I'll do videos telling you what I changed, but this is what I'm starting out with. So first I have my pack on the table here. Hopefully you can see it well. I have it all packed up right now because I just went on a shakedown hike. This is the Gossamer Gear Mariposa 60. I did a video in detail on my big three. I talked about my pack, my sleeping system, and my tent. So if you want to know more details about stuff, check that video out. But this is the pack. It's the Gossamer Gear Mariposa. I'll go over the things I have on the outside of my pack. So I have this bandana hanging off the outside of my pack. This will be for obviously sweat, blowing my nose, whatever. I also have this water bottle holder thing, which I have a little 24-ounce Life water bottle in here with a sport cap so that I can back flush my Sawyer. On this side I have my Garmin InReach Mini. I need to purchase a subscription for it, but I am taking this with me. I have a tiny little knife. I can't remember. I think it's called it's a Gerber knife. Tiny. Then I obviously have a hand sanitizer right here. I might be adding a shoulder strap to this pack. I'm not sure yet. For now, I like kind of what I have on my straps. This side, this is the big pocket that I keep my tent in, so I'll go over that after. On the back here, I have a cooler cloth hanging off the back. I have these bungee cords that I attach to the pack so I can attach other things. I do have some other things that'll be hanging off the back of this pack. So there's that. This side just has two pockets. This one up here, it has a for my tent, my ground sheet. And then this side, I just keep a water bottle, which is actually full from when I went hiking. And then this is my tripod. It is the Pedco ultralight something tripod. It's 4 ounces, I think, and I don't know if I'll send it home, we'll see. Yeah, that's my pack and everything that's going to be on the outside of my pack. So now I'll go into the gear that's going to be in my pack. So obviously I mentioned my tent, which is sitting on the outside of my pack in the pocket specifically for the tent, because I also have the Gossamer Gear, the 2. This is a trekking pole tent. Again, more details on it in my big 3 video. But yeah, this is going to be the tent that I'm bringing on the AT. It is set up with trekking poles, like I said, and then this is my little baggie of tent stakes and extra tie-outs for the tent. Right here, these are the trekking poles I'll be bringing, obviously to use to hike with, but also to set up my tent. They are the Trail Buddy trekking poles from Amazon. I think when I bought them a few years ago, they were $39 or $38 or something. They're a little cheaper now, I think. I already had these poles before I decided I want to hike the AT, so they've worked for me, and I figure I'll just take them, and if for some reason they break, I'll just buy a better pair on trail. So next, I have my food bag. It's the Z-Packs Bear Bagging Kit. It has pretty much all the food I'm bringing for my first 4 or 5 days on the AT in it, so that's why it's full. So the bag comes with a cord to hang the bear bag, and it also comes with a rock sack to stick a rock in. So that's the bear bagging kit. So next up for cooking stuff, I have the Tokes 750 milliliter pot. I keep a microfiber cloth inside of it. This is going to be just to clean out my pot, dry it out, whatever. I just have it. I don't know. I have my stove. This is the MSR Pocket Rocket Deluxe. Obviously, I'll also have a fuel canister, but I can't bring a fuel canister on the plane, so I need to get one when I land in Georgia. And then lastly, I have a titanium spork to eat with. So yeah, this is my food storage and cooking setup, and like I said, the food's in there. I also have some gallons of Ziploc bags in there that I can use as trash bags and to cook food in if I don't want to get my pot dirty. All right, next up is my sleeping system. So first off, massive quilt back here. I don't have a bag for it, so I'm trying to leave it uncompressed, so it's just kind of hanging out back here. But this was talked about in detail in my Big 3 video, but this is the Hammock Gear Econ Burrow. It's a 20-degree quilt and it's comfort rated, so its limit is a little lower. But yeah, this is my quilt and it has the straps attached to it so I can attach it to the bottom of my sleeping pad. My sleeping pad is the Thermarest Neo Air X-Lite in the regular version. So this is what I'm going to be using to sleep on, and hopefully it doesn't spring a leak. And then lastly, for my sleeping setup, I have the Sea to Summit Reactor sleeping bag liner. It just adds a little bit of warmth when it's going to be cold in March, and also it'll help keep my quilt a little bit cleaner. Okay, so next I have the clothing that I'm going to be hiking in during the day when it's winter and cold out. I'm just going to go over everything real quick. If you want like full details on the clothing, what they kind of look like, I have a clothing video that I just made. So you could check that out, and I'll link all the other videos in my description as well if you want to check them out. I have a whole playlist of pre-hike videos for the Appalachian Trail this year, so they're all real good and they kind of lead up to this video, so if you want more details, just check those out. First off, ex officio underwear. Then I have 2 pairs of socks to hike in. These are the Injinji toe liner socks, and these are Darn Tough socks. I'll be wearing both of these together to try to prevent blisters. Then I have my cold weather hiking top. This is a long sleeve bay leaf synthetic top. And then I also have my hiking joggers. These are also bay leaf brand from Amazon, and they're just a hiking jogger. And then for my mid layer, if it's really cold out, I'll probably hike in this sometimes. If you watched my clothing video, I had the highlighter colored mid layer. Still a little iffy on which one I'm bringing, but I'm actually leaning towards this one now, just because I've been out hiking in the cold a lot more, and this one keeps me warmer. And sometimes when it really is cold, I do hike in this, even if it makes me sweat a little bit. So this is the Light Heart Gear. It's like a fleece. It's got like a similar pattern to like a melanzana. It's got the hood, thumb holes. It's really nice, really warm. Thank you to Shay for giving this to me. So this is what I'm going to be bringing most likely for my mid layer. Maybe I'll switch it out to the highlighter colored air mesh hoodie that I have later on when it gets a little warmer, but for now it'll probably be this. And then lastly, my hiking shoes are going to be the Hoka Speed Goat 5 shoes, and yeah, I really like these shoes, so this is what I'm starting out with, and they're in a wide version. Some other little accessories I have for hiking in during the day is this buff. It's the Appalachian Trail buff. And then I also have this outdoor research visor that I'll also be bringing to wear if it's really sunny or if it's raining. Okay, so next I have this Sea to Summit dry bag. I believe it's a 20-liter bag. It's a little big, but it's because this is what I'm going to be putting my quilt in and my clothes for sleeping in and any extra little things I have. So this will be at the bottom of my pack, compressed as much as I can get it, and this keeps my quilt and extra clothing bone dry. I do have a pack liner in my pack, so between the pack liner and then having a dry bag for my quilt and my extra clothing, I'm hoping everything should stay dry because it's really important to me to have my sleeping stuff dry. Inside of that bag, the REI merino wool leggings. These are the leggings I'll be sleeping in at night. I have this smart wool merino wool 250 base layer top. This will be what I'm sleeping in at night as well. And then lastly, for sleeping in, I have these smart wool socks. These are strictly for sleeping in. I won't be hiking in them at all. Speaking of hiking, I do have a second pair of Darn Tough socks that I'll be bringing just in case the other pair gets really wet and freezes overnight. I have a second pair, and yeah, so these are also gonna be in my dry bag. Next, I have 2 extra pairs of the ex officio underwear that I'll be swapping out with the pair that I'm gonna be hiking in. I also have this beanie. This is the Out in the Wild beanie that Matador sent me, so thank you so much, Matador. I will link his website in the description. He's got really cool like clothing and stuff to hike in, beanies and some other stuff. So I really like this. It's very bright, but it's extremely warm, and I'm excited to bring it on trail. So since I'm leaving in March and I'm not quite sure what the weather is going to be, I'm sure some days it could be cold during the day while I'm hiking, but some days it could be in the 50s or 60s. So I do have some clothing to hike in for if it's warmer out. Probably past late April, this will be what I hike in every day, and the winter clothing will go home. This is just a synthetic tank top from Walmart. And I have these 90-degree biker shorts that I'll also be bringing. And then lastly, I have my outdoor research gloves that I'm going to be bringing. And I also just keep an extra quilt strap in my dry bag with my quilt. All right, next up I have my rain gear. Like I said in my clothing video, we got the frog togs, the ultralight suit. I got the pants and the top. Eventually the pants will probably get sent home and I'll just keep the top, but this is what I'm using for when it rains. So for water filtration, I have a pretty basic setup that most people use. This is the Canuck, whatever, however you say it, 2-liter bladder that I'm bringing to collect water in. And I'm also just going with the Sawyer Squeeze, super reliable, basic, you know. I have a brand new one for trail, so hopefully it'll be good. And then as backup water purification, I have Aqua Mirror drops. Specifically in the beginning when I'm around a lot of people, or if a water source is a little I'll use these. It's also good backup just in case my Sawyer freezes. So next I have just a little baggie of first aid items. I have a Bic lighter in here, sunscreen, nail clippers, an extra O-ring for my Sawyer Squeeze, some moleskin alcohol pads, band-aids, tweezers, some tape to repair my gear, a cork massage ball to roll out my feet and muscles at the end of the day. I also have medications in here, so I'm going to be bringing ibuprofen, allergy pills, Imodium, and I'm going to try to get a prescription of doxycycline to bring just in case I get bit by a tick. I can start antibiotics. Next I have my bathroom kit. In here I just have a trowel with a little bit more duct tape around the handle. I have some feminine hygiene products in here, another hand sanitizer just to have one in my bathroom kit, and then I have toilet paper, obviously. This is my puffy jacket. It's the Enlightened Equipment Torrid, and I kind of just stuff this in my pack in between like crevices and stuff to fill in space, so this just kind of gets thrown wherever, but this is the puffy I'm going to be bringing, and I'll carry this with me the entire trail, even in the summertime. For camp shoes, I'm bringing Crocs. These have seen their day. They're pretty beat up, but they work, they're comfortable, and I don't want to bring brand new ones, so these are my Crocs. Next, I've got some hygiene items. I just keep them in a little Ziploc bag, and I'll show you what I'm bringing. So I've got baby wipes, toothbrush, and toothpaste. This is a foaming hand purifier that I'll be bringing in the beginning. I know I got alcohol-based hand sanitizer too, but this is a little different. Tiny contact cleaner and contact case because I wear contacts, so I will be also bringing 6 months worth of contacts as well. I do 2-week contacts, so it's not too many contacts, but I'm gonna bring the whole amount. A small bottle of Dr. Bronner's biodegradable Castile soap, whatever it's called. This is for cleaning things, washing my hands, trail laundry, whatever. A tiny container of Body Glide for chafing, and then I have this mini wet brush with a extra hair tie at the end of it. Mentioning the fact that I'm bringing contacts, I'm also bringing my glasses with a very lightweight case to protect them, but I am bringing these just so that when my contacts are out, if it's in the middle of the night and I need to get up or whatever I want to see in the morning, I have glasses as well. I just forgot to mention, I'm also bringing a little container of floss, obviously to floss my teeth, but also this is going to be really good if I have to sew something up or whatever. You can use floss as a way to fix things, so I'll also be bringing like a little sewing needle as well. Alright, so next up I have my electronics that I'm bringing on the trail. So I keep it all in a Ziploc baggie as well. I have my power bank in here, which is a little dry bag that I got just as like extra precaution for keeping my power bank dry. And this dry bag is also from Hilltop Packs. My power bank is the Anchor 20,000 mAh Power Core or something. It's like want to say it's on Amazon, and this thing is a beast. It's like 12 ounces, but it charges your phone like 4 or 5 times. It also takes a while to charge, but it'll charge your phone. I also have some little cords. This one is for my Garmin InReach. This one is for my headlamp, and this one's for my anchor so that I can charge them up. I have this little double wall block that I got from Amazon just so that I'm not hogging 2 different outlets, so that I have 2 ways of charging things. Next, I have an iPhone cord. This is not the iPhone cord I'll be bringing. I actually have a smaller one, but this is what I had on hand, so I'm bringing an iPhone cord, obviously. This is my headlamp. It's the Nightcore NU5 or something. It's a Nightcore headlamp, and it's rechargeable, so this is really cool, and it has the red light option on it as well. And then I just have my trusty little Apple headphones with the wires, not bringing any fancy AirPods, just the wired headphones. And then obviously I'll be bringing my phone, but I'm recording the video with my phone. So something else that I'll have on the outside of my pack is this pack towel. This is just going to be good so that when I'm washing my hands, I can dry my hands. If I rinse my face off, I can dry my face with this and not use my sweat filled bandana. Wanted like a nice clean rag to kind of clean myself up with. So lastly, I'll just go over some of the things that I have in my hip belt pockets. One of my hip belt pockets will just be for like snacks or holding my phone or whatever. But the other hip belt pocket just has some stuff that'll be easy to have on hand and stuff. I have this Ben's 30% DEET bug spray that I'll be keeping in my hip belt pocket. I also have this tiny little thing of Burt's Bee lotion for my hands. I know that my hands are going to get dry out there. It's going to be cold. I'll be using hand sanitizer and stuff, which dries your hands out, so I really don't want crusty hands on trail. So I figured bring a tiny bottle of this and just put it on at night before I go to bed. It should help a little bit. I have a little lip balm, some hot hands, actually just one hand warmer in here, but I'm bringing one just in case. My headphones will also be in my hip belt pocket. And then this is my wallet. It's not like ultralight or anything, but I did take one of the clips off of it to help it be ultralight. I just like it because it has this long string, so like when I'm in town I can hang it over my head and stuff, and it'll be a little easier because my shorts don't have pockets, so I figured it'll be better when I'm in town to just be able to hang my wallet from my neck. And then I do have a tick key hanging on the end of it. My boyfriend gave it to me a while ago, and I figure it's probably good to have, so I'm just gonna keep it on there. I mean, it weighs like nothing. So, and then lastly, I'm bringing this Gossamer Gear Thin Light 1/8 inch foam pad. This is going to strap to the outside of my pack in between the bungee cords, and this thing serves a whole lot of purposes. This is actually the last piece of gear that I decided to add to my list, but I figured it's going to be important. So this pad is going to be awesome so that I can put it underneath my sleeping pad when I'm in my tent. It'll prevent my sleeping pad from moving around on the floor of my tent because I toss and turn a lot in my sleep, so the pad kind of moves around. And then it'll also provide a little bit of extra protection to my pad on my tent floor because my tent floor is very thin, and if there's any rocks or roots that are coming through, I don't want it to like pop my pad. So this will be good to have underneath. This is also going to have a good use for if I do sleep in a shelter. This will be good protection for my inflatable pad on the shelter floor. But I also have this because I really want to make sure I'm stretching on trail, and I figured I can lay this out almost like a yoga mat and do some stretching in the morning and after I hike. So this will be great for that. And then also if I want to like take a nap, lay in the grass, I don't have to lay like directly in the grass. I use it to block wind from my stove while I'm cooking. I mean, there's just so many uses for this thing, and it's literally like 3 ounces. So I rolled this up and it's going to go on the back of my pack. All right, so I want to say that is it for my gear. The only things I didn't mention that I'm bringing are some medications, a multivitamin, extra contacts, obviously. Otherwise, I want to say that was everything. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video and liked seeing what I'm bringing on my Thru-Hike. Thank you guys so much for watching, and like I said, I'll links for some of the stuff that I got below, and also links to other videos going into more detail on like my clothing, my cooking system and all that. If you want to check those out, you can just click the links in the description. But thanks so much for watching, and I will see you guys either in another video or I'll see you when I'm out on trail. We'll see. Bye.